Trump's geopolitical gambit, the resurgence of the nuclear imperative. As Donald Trump redefines the geopolitical landscape with the belligerence reminiscent of Cold War brinkmanship, the unthinkable is now back on the global agenda. The return of nuclear deterrences as an unavoidable pillar of national security in the wake of scathing admonitions to NATO allies, his cavalier dismissal of Ukraine's sovereignty, and his audacious filtration with the territorial expansionism, the world watches with bated breath as the former US President resurrects an era many had hoped was buried with the Berlin Wall. Now the narrative has evolved yet again. The United States, under Trump's prospective leadership, seems prepared to coerce Ukraine into ceding a fifth of its territory and forsaking its NATO aspirations, unless, of course, it surrenders a significant share of its mineral wealth. This deal, which echoes the machinations of mafia syndicate rather than a diplomatic accord, underscores a grim reality. In Trump's transactional world order, might is right, the sovereignty is negotiable. The Trumperial doctrine of self interest, in a stark departure from traditional American diplomacy, Trump's foreign policy rhetoric signaled a retreat from global leadership, effectively greenlighting territorial ambitions of authoritarian regimes. His dismissive remarks to NATO allies, urging them to fend for themselves, have set off alarms bell in capital of Tokyo to Berlin. If the US president can whimsically demand strategic outposts like Greenland from Denmark, what stops China from annexing Taiwan or Russia from eyeing the Baltics with renewed aggression? Trump's geopolitical stance is the irreversible damage to the doctrine of nuclear non proliferation. For decades, the American led non proliferation lobby exerted immense pressure on emerging powers, particularly India, to abandon nuclear ambitions. The argument was clear: nuclear weapons posed an existential threat and should be constrained within the framework of treaties such as Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty. Yet the very nation that imposed these constraints conveniently exempted themselves, perpetuating a double standard that Trump has now unapologetically exploited. The specter of nuclear proliferation is no longer a hypothetical concern but an imminent reality. If Ukraine's disarmament led to its territorial dismemberment, why should Iran, Saudi Arabia, and even middle powers like Indonesia and Egypt rely on paper promises? North Korea's Kim Jong un, often dismissed as a rogue actor, appears vindicated in his nuclear brinkmanship. His regime's survival predicted on its ability to pose an existential threat to adversaries. The return of nuclear age, Donald Trump's legacy, whether he returns to the Oval Office or not, is already etched in history. His rhetoric and policies have shattered the illusion of rules based on international order, replacing it with transactional survival of the fittest doctrine. By casting doubt on America's commitment to its ally, he has single handedly revived the imperative of nuclear deterrences. In coming years, expect would world
Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.